Men, what do you feel has been the most challenging time of your life? What did you do to overcome it? Early 30s and the main components of my life with the exception of my health are falling around me. I suddenly feel like I have no sense of direction. My business is on life support. My relationship ended. All things that I have poured years into and envisioned growing in my future. Now I'm sitting here wondering WTF happened. Remember that health is wealth. As long as you have that, anything is possible. College. Should have took a break when my mental health took a nosedive. But I didn't, and oh boy was that a mistake, lol. Being unemployed after a 17-year career at one company. I haven't overcome it yet. But I'm close. With interviews coming up. But here's what I've been doing. Learning new skills. Reflecting on my career and evaluating what my strengths and weaknesses are. Running, exercising. Eating healthier. Sleeping. Having fun. What kind of business do you have? 31 years old was the darkest years of my life and were loved in survival mode. When kids were born. Not because of the kids but because my wife and I found it hard to agree on lots of things: rework, money, life. Looking back, we both failed to prioritize each other and are now dealing with the aftermath of that. Men, trust me. Fix your shit early in life. Future you will thank you. When my ex-mother of my children, girlfriend of 9 years, cheated with an absolute loser. Initially I fell into a hole. Started drinking heavily every day. Then while my son was at my mother's house, he had seen a picture of me when I was like 13 and told her that's my dad, and he's smiling. He never smiles or laughs anymore. And I realized I had let my pain interfere with my ability to love my children the way they deserved. So I swallowed my shit, got serious in the gym and stopped drinking entirely. I initially wanted to say jail and prison, or living on the streets. But to be honest, it's been everything after all that. I know how to run the streets. I was pretty good at it. But every time I go and try to do the right thing and live a normal life, I have such a hard time with it. I know it might sound weird, but I have such a difficult time trying to figure out how to live a normal life and be okay with it. Right now, I'll let you know if I overcome it. I hesitate to say now because every time I want to say that, life gets worse and harder. Mid-20s, wife and kid, not making enough money, not mature enough, just really hard. 8 months ago when my ex, who I thought was the love of my life, broke up with me. 6-year relationship ending. Got herpes. Pandemic started while in bad debt, living in a cockroach-infested apartment. That was probably one of my lowest. I was feeling pretty hopeless. But I also got bouts of hope when I found myself still grateful for all the ways I'd changed from the experiences. I know people seem to shit on people who cope. But I mean, that's literally how you get through life. I coped by changing my perspective, exercising gratitude, not catastrophizing everything. When you feel like you lost everything, what do you have to lose by trying something completely different? Now, after a bunch of bad financial decisions that are all my fault, I'm slowly digging my way out of the hole. Got a second and paying off my debt little by little each month. I'm broke, tired, depressed. I hesitate to use this word because I've never been officially diagnosed. But I'm not sure what else to call it, tbh. Confused, lost, angry at myself, etc., etc. But I'm nothing if not stubborn. So, back to work I go. I mean shit, the brain aneurysm at 16 years old really threw me for a loop. Mid to late 20s. Hardcore alcoholism. Had a kid and got sober 6 months before he was born. Been sober ever since and think about my boy anytime I get a craving. At times when I would have given up or quit in the past, I think about my family and it keeps me Going. Early mid-30s post-divorce while working a shitty job. I overcame it by eventually meeting my current wife and landing a great job that got me out of poverty. The first year or two after my AVM, I lost everything and had to rebuild my entire life. It took me 7 years to get close to normal, but those first 2 years really had me fighting depression hard. Bright side. Oh nice. Your life imploded early. That means you'll bounce back and be re-established when everyone else in your age bracket is where you are now. Offers fist bump. I mean, probably my entire 20s and early 30s being an obese virgin hating life. Life is so much better now. Heartache may suck, but it's better than hating life. Going through a divorce. Losing my job and my driver's license all within the space 3 months at 51 years old. Trying to put things back together that are in my control physically, mentally and financially. Financially it's tough as I'm limited to jobs nearby that don't pay as much as my last job. Some days weeks are hell, some a little better. Losing my best friend of 25 years in 2021. The guy was basically my brother as I only have 2 older sisters. It's never too weak to speak about your feelings, people. Don't hold it in. Now. Right now. Everything all at once. 1. In PhD physics program. 2. Work a job in industry. 3. Just became a father this year. 4. Trying to strengthen and improve my marriage. I just keep pushing forward. 1 is on a time frame, so it will end. 2 is time consuming, but I know what I'm doing, so it's just time management. 3 is something I'm learning every day. And 4 never ends but gets better every day too. Getting in shape and where I want to be financially. Both are quite elusive, especially the fact I'm a fat ass at heart and love a good burger. Breaking my back, losing my mother, being arrested for cannabis in NY. I've been through a lot of BS. Early 30s. Unhappy in my job and where I'm living. Moved for the job. Recent relationship ended. Hating life. Miss her a lot. Trying to get a new job so I can leave the place and hopefully be happy. Like some people have said here, I felt like she was the one. Just hope there is more than just one person for us all. March 2020 to February 2023. Mental health declined. Became an alcoholic. Couldn't control my eating or weight. Had no healthy distractions. Didn't pursue hobbies I previously loved. Childhood. It wasn't easy to survive. 2020 when I lost my parents to dementia and 3 months later lung cancer. I was 52, but that didn't make it any easier. All of them. Though they're just petty things. I struggle mentally and physically to make things work and felt completely disabled till today. Childhood by a mile. Like 612 was the worst of it. I was so stressed out wondering if I was going to eat anything or when it would come. I'd beg to stay at school so I wouldn't have to go home. I'd show up dead tired every morning from all the shit I went through all night. All I heard growing up was how much harder it was to be an adult. But it's so freeing to only have to depend on yourself. Adult problems stress me out way less because I know it'll never get that bad again. Going through a divorce, it was amiable, but it's been an emotional roller coaster. It's probably better to describe the least challenging. November 1, 2008, Dec 10, 2008. I was single, had a great job, had a house, and made great money. 2 years later I was laid off, broke, and the house was foreclosed on. The last 10 years. Soul crushed, heartbroken, haven't overcome it, don't think I ever will. My brain tumor diagnosis at 21, operated at 22 and fell into a depression. Doing much better now.